What if I tell you that COVID left us with a lot of marks? Some of them were dark on the other spectrum. Some of them would change our life for good. Yes, I'm not good kidding. I'm talking about the emphasis on health. But in the past year, now people want to look better. They want to feel better. They want to digest better and everything else, which is actually a very good thing. But when we talk about, improving the way we look and improving our health, one thing is key. That is your nutrition. Your nutrition can actually change your life from the way you feel throughout the day to even your mental health to the way you move. Nutrition can affect that from your blood sugar regulation to even your neurotransmitter function. Nutrition can change the game. One issue with nutrition. It was one of the biggest issues for me. So when I started transforming a few years back, I transformed multiple times. I lost fat multiple times, but I was never able to sustain it. Why? Because, whenever I lost fat, I chose foods which were not stable to me, which were not traditional to us. And, sourcing them was inconvenient. Sourcing them was costlier. And, I did not enjoy having them. And the thing with, better lifestyle, better nutrition is that, you always have to choose something which is sustainable for you, adherable for you, and it should sustain your health. And I was wrong. You can actually transform while having your traditional food or your staple food. And that is what, although our traditional, eating pattern is not flawless, but today we'll be talking about how to make it flawless. First thing first, why should we be having our traditional food or staple food in our diet? Number one, it's enjoyable. We have grown up eating that food. Second, it's cost effective. Third, if it is produced right, it's actually fresh and high in quality. Doesn't mean that, Western food or hi-fi food is actually bad. It's amazing and it's great for Western people because it's staple to them and they have, grown up eating that kind of food. Now talking about how to make our traditional diet flawless. So first thing which we need to understand is that, there's no food which is inherently good or bad. Indian food sources or traditional food sources are amazing. Now let's talk about some of the small flaws and how to improvise them. Number one being, when I talk about our traditional eating pattern, a lot of us are vegetarians. Issue with that? No issue as such, but one issue is that, a lot of times our diets are deficient of protein. And, protein is important for a lot of functions, from your neurotransmitter function to muscle recovery to your performance to even health and even sleep to a certain extent. So how do we improve that? Number one, have complete protein sources in your diet. Aim for at least 0.9 to 1.2 grams of complete protein per kg per day. How do we complete that? Apart from, eggs and meat, which are excellent sources of protein. If you're a vegetarian, you can have dairy sources. You can always choose low-fat dairy sources when you are when you think that when you are trying to save calories. Remember, saving calories is quite important when you're trying to lose fat, because when you have to lose fat, you need to eat lesser calories than what you are burning. Now back to protein, low-fat dairy sources, soy, tofu, and these are the complete protein sources which we can consume in our diet. Apart from that, talking about pulses, a lot of us believe that pulses are a great source of protein. They are not a complete source of protein. They lack this amino acid called methionine in it. But our Indian ancestors were smart. Have you ever heard of foods such as dal and rice, khichdi? If you couple your pulses with carb sources such as rice and grains, they actually become a complete protein source, because grains have methionine in it, and on the other spectrum, grains lack lysine. And good news, your pulses have lysine in them. So together they become a complete protein source. So if you're choosing pulses, etc. as your protein source, just couple them up with carb sources such as rice, wheat, etc. So this is, at least have 3 servings of protein per day. Low-fat milk, from low-fat milk to even, regular milk is fine. But again, remember, think about saving calories. Soy sources are amazing too. And that's what. Now talking about Indian carbohydrate sources. They are amazing. From idli in south to rice, wheat chapatis in north, everything is amazing. They are a great source of energy for us, a great source of fiber and micronutrients. But when we talk about carbohydrate source, just ensure that you are not overdoing them, and you are coupling them with protein sources for the most part. Talking about other stuff, Indian homegrown vegetables are amazing too. Spices are amazing too. Talking about Indian spices, talking about the most important one, my favorite, turmeric. Turmeric has this something called curcumin in it, and curcumin is being used worldwide by doctors and researchers as an anti-inflammatory. And tada, it's available at almost all homes in our country. So Indian spices are amazing too. But now you must be thinking, what about tea? Indian chai. Chai is fantastic. You can have chai, but remember, one thing with chai is that it has caffeine in it. Although caffeine is an amazing antioxidant, but talking about caffeine, it can actually, it's a stimulant. It can actually mess up your sleep. So try to have it away from your bedtime. Now you must be like, what about ghee, YVS? Ghee is amazing too. It's a great source of fat. But the thing with fat is that, dietary fat is number one. It's important for absorption of vitamin A, D, E, K, and even your hormonal function. But the thing with fat is that fat is calorie intensive. So, just be mindful of that and measure your fat sources when you're having them. And that is what, Indian protein sources. Just sort out your protein, have enough Indian carb sources. Not Indian, are traditional carb sources, whatever you enjoy. Indian spices are amazing. Indian fat sources such as ghee, etc. are amazing too. And guys, couple these up with good sleep, regular exercises, regular exercising, regular activity, and we are done. And guys, this is how we make our traditional diet, our traditional health diet. Thank you.